So now the government has been taken apart to protect the citizens of the country, and they have been enacted n number of laws have come into existence for the protection of the food, etc. So now food security is mainly important closely related to the components. So actual availability of food, access to food, absorption of food. Means availability of food, how it is going to be taken place, because if the agriculture sector is going to have good in the country, automatically every people, there will not be poverty, and the availability of food will get for everyone. And how you're going to access the access of the food which is there, that we should get a good and nutrition safe food which has to be taken first. And to protect this one, we have a number of laws which has been taken place in India by the Parliament of Act which is going to be taken place. That is National Food Security Act 2013, which is also called Right to Food Act. And these acts are going to subsidize food grains, means which is going to be helpful for the farmers also, which is going to give subsidy seeds to the farmers, and also checking the food whether it's a good or not. Everything which is going to be taken into consideration. Now, when this act have come into existence, National Food Security, which have come into existence in 7th August 2013, which has been passed in the both in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, which has been passed. Now, what is the programs of food security in India? See, when we talk about the food security, there is a public distribution system is going to be taking place in the food security. That is, the majority of government expenditure is being targeted for the distribution of food only. That is for in the schools which we are going to government, which is going to be given midday meal schemes, which has been given for the Anganwadi schools, etc. Not only Anganwadi, government schools, etc. Midday meals has been introduced by the government. Integrated child development service schemes, because the children who are not, means the families who are not wealthy or economically good, they don't send their children to the schools. In spite of that, they take them to the workplace. Now, what government is there? You, because of food only, no? What government has been said, that is, you need not take compulsory education for the children, which has been taken into place in the government of by the government of India. In that case, what happens? The child compulsory for the development of the child, integrated child development service scheme. Whoever they send the child, compulsory the government only gives the books free, and the uniform and the midday meals are going to be provided. So it is an integrated child. Not only he is going to develop his studies, but at the same time, even nutrition food is going to be given to the child. So there are many other schemes which has been adopted by the government of India to integrate the child development services schemes in India. The food management system, where how the policies are going to be considered. There are three major instruments to how the price for the food security is going to be taking place. Procurement of minimum support prices. See, neither they are going to expect the higher prices or lower prices. Reasonable prices are which is going to be fixed. Maintenance of the stocks, etc. Public distribution system which is going to be taking place. Already I have been explaining public distribution schemes, midday meal schemes, etc. Integrated child development service schemes which is going to be taken. Now, food subsidy in India implementation. The food security are many of the benefits which are going to be taking place over the years. That is, they are going to given food subsidies for the midday meal for school children, and for the women who is carrying, who is going to become a mother, they are going to given a nutrition food at the hospital, government hospitals, etc. All these schemes have been introduced by the government of India, not only the government of India, even by the Telangana government of India also. The objective of this department is to ensure the food security in a proper way. In how we are going to ensure, what are the things are going to ensure that whether the government is going to give a good food or not, or how it is going to be ensured. That is, food procurements are will be there. Then we are going to take it. Food storages are there. There are many food storages or grain, whatever it is, they are going to be storage. Distribution of food grains, etc., warehouses, etc., which we are going to store big fridges, etc., where the food storage is going to be taken place, and regulating the sugar sector. Because sugar sector, which is being involving in the different kinds of, it is going to be the major source for different kinds of preparing the sweets, etc., everything. So regulating the sugar sector. So these are the main objectives, how the it has been listed for the ensure the food security. Now coming to the Department of Consumer Affairs, 1921-22, the department has been allotted 2,974 crores for the security of the food, and the Department of Consumer Affairs has been spreading awareness among the consumers about their rights. Because if anything which a consumer has bought any type of product, whether it is going to be a good, or whether it has whatever the food he has been purchased, or what are the grains he has been purchased, whether it is the quality or it is not quality, which is bad, or a safe food which has been sold by the vendor, etc. Everything. We can file a case in the consumer court. So that is the law which is going to be protected on behalf of the government of India. So to prevent the black marketing, they see sometimes what happens, speculation is going to be taking place in the market. Speculation means even there is a demand in the product in the market, they create this scarcity because they want to sell more rates in the market. So such type of prevention of black marketing, protecting the interest of each and every consumer. That is, consumer has their own rights. They can file a case in the consumer protection according to the Consumer Protection Act in the court of law, and he can fight for his rights and implementing the standards of the quality of the products or the commodities. So these are the things which is going to the department which is going to concern about all these. That is, spreading, means educating the consumer about his rights and what he can claim and how he can fight with the vendors, etc. If any injustice has been taken place to him. So this is about from the Department of Consumer. Now, how the food subsidy and the public distribution which is going to be taking place is, that is, the food subsidy and the government, which is households belonging Antodaya. There are different programs which are going to be food subsidy in the largest component. Department of Food and Public Distribution in the ration cards which we are going to get. We are going to get subsidies when we buy in the private stalls, etc. We have a high cost for the products. But the Telangana government or the government of India, which they are having the ration shops, etc., you get a food subsidies or the grains or commodities like kerosene, oils, edible oils, sugar, rice, etc. All which you get on a subsidy. Food subsidies covers over 81 crores of people in India. As per the National Food Security Act 2013, food subsidies should cover 50% of the population in urban areas and must cover 75% of population in the rural areas, according to the National Food Security. The Department of Food Public Distribution gives a food subsidies for the Food Corporation of India, FCI, which we call. So they store these Food Corporation of India, they maintain the godowns or the warehouses, which we call. In each and every state they maintain. So they store the food grains in the Food Corporation of India. Whenever the country, means whenever at the time of starvation or whatever it is, the Food Corporation is going to supply the food, distribution of the food is going to be taken place. And see, from the agriculture, this Food Corporation of India is going to buy the paddy or whatever the commodities which is going, agriculture products which are going to be bought by the government of India, and they are going to store in the warehouses by the Food Corporation of India. See, the food subsidies have three main components. These are the waste spending food subsidies, Department of Food and Public Distribution are listed. The subsidy is given to the Food Corporation of India first, already I said, because whatever the goods are going to be purchased from the farmers directly, the government, they are going to be stored in the warehouses, and this will be under the control of the Food Corporation of India. And the subsidies is given to each and every state. Each and every state also maintain their warehouses, etc. And the sugar subsidies which are going to be given. Now coming to the warehouses. Warehouses is the storage or the prevention of large quantities of food from the time they purchase and manufacture until they use or sold it. See, the government is going to be purchase the goods from all the product commodities from a large quantities they buy from the farmers. And whatever the food products they have been purchased from the farmers, they have to store in some place. Why they have to store? Because to protect from the sun, rain, etc. Whatever they have to construct. Means the government has been also constructed the warehousing or godowns to store the food. And this plays a very important role because the agriculture sector, which is having the warehouses, they can store. One of the reasons is when the goods for the demand for the products or the food products are going, the farmers can sell according to their convenience, etc. Meanwhile, they can store their goods, their products in the warehouses. They're the typical large plain buildings. Yeah, this type of warehouses will be with a big a large plain buildings with a sheds, etc. Which generally they be like a sheds, long sheds which are going to be there. Tons of the stock is going to be stored in there. And these warehouses will be in the cities, towns, villages, wherever it is being needed. Most probably these are going to be located outskirts only. Outskirts of cities or towns or villages it is going to be placed there. And the physical means the warehouses is essential for the part of supply of a chain line because whichever the state is needed, they are going to send either from the central or the state, whoever the people are needed, like for sending for the midday meals, etc. They send directly to the schools or Anganwadis or the government hospitals, etc. These are going to be directly sent by the state government. From the state government, they go to the means whichever the places where the government wants to send, they are going to send especially for government schools, etc., midday meals, etc. But this, the schools are going to directly get from the government, like ration shops, etc. They're going to get all these commodities. The warehouse is critical to promoting the agriculture marketing, rural banking, finance, and ensuring the country's food security. So, warehousing is playing an important role, not only promoting the agriculture marketing, but also it is going to because as the warehouses are the most important for the agriculture sector. Why? Because whatever the farmers has been produced the goods. Now, the problem is that they have been produced a large number of a large quantity of the food, but they have to store these. So this warehousing plays a very important role. That is the reason governments also are started warehouses, godowns in a important cities like this for 5, 6 villages, one warehouses where they can store, or for one mandal, or for one district, etc. One warehouse is going to be recognized and going to be started. So agriculture warehousing accounts 15% of Indian warehousing market, which is estimated the worth of 8,500 crores. Now, what is the need for the warehousing? During the harvest, smallholders of farmers who cannot means have a storages, etc. In that case, what happens? These traditional storage means suddenly what happens? Most of the farmers they store in their house only. Sometimes due to the moisture or high temperature or heavy rains, means the food is going to be spoiled or it is going to be damaged the entire food and it will not be able to market their products according to the market rate. So that is one of the needs for the warehousing, where the government has been established, where the farmers they can go to the warehousing and they can keep safe their products what they have been producing. So as a result of the farmer, it has been forced to compromise to sell these products. Sometimes what happens, the farmer is going to be forced to sell at a lower price. So instead of selling to a lower price, he can store those goods. But where he has to store the goods? Because in his house, he don't have that much space to store that much of cultivation products. So in that case, what happens? These warehouses are going to be helpful to store their food assets. Now, types of warehouses. On the basis of the ownership, we have different types of warehouses. Private warehouses, where which is going to be under the control of the private person, where you can store and you have to pay a greater amount to keep safe your food there. But whereas in public warehouses, it's not public. It is owned by the government and it can be used and initial a minimum amount is going to be charged to the farmers. Bounded warehouses. These warehouses especially built at the seaport, airport, etc. Whatever the goods has been imported or whatever the goods are going to be exported, that you're going to be having a bonded warehouses. So we have three types. One is the private warehouses, public warehouses, bonded warehouses. On the basis of the commodities also, we have store like general warehouses, which you are going to store the food grains, fertilizers, or other commodities. And special commodity warehouses, these warehouses specially designed to store a specific type of goods only. The special like commodities such as cotton, tobacco, woolen, and petroleum products, which are called as a specific commodity warehouse. Because suppose if cotton is there, if you have been kept in an open place, if anyone person if you lighten that cotton, entire cotton is going to be burned. So that's why they should be a special warehouses for certain special goods or commodities. So for that, like cotton, tobacco, etc., special warehouses are going to be constructed. Refrigerated warehouses. Refrigerated warehouses, warehouses which are going to be having where the items which you want to store in the refrigerator for many days, that is like vegetables, fruits, eggs, meat, milk, etc. They're called as refrigerated warehouses. So warehousing in India and how the warehousing in India is going to be taken. The first major warehousing which has been in the sector gone and 35 million square feet which has been built. The biggest 35 million square feet. Just imagine how big warehouse it is being taken place. Warehouses has been taking place from the ancient time India. But the thing is, they used to store the goods, the product which only for 4 members or 5 members who can store. But as the government it has been taken for giving importance to the agriculture sector, they are building warehouses, a large space, which is by giving a large space, like we just imagine 35 million square feet, how much long the warehouse will be. Since the last year, as we have the COVID-19, as these warehouses, whatever the food we have been reserved for future, that has been benefited really literally during the time of COVID-19. As that we have a major demand for the warehouses, because not only we have been consumed and these warehouses have given a food during the time of crisis, but not only for our country like India, even we have been some supplied to the other countries also. Now, when we talk about the agriculture labor which is going to be taken place is that is how an agriculture, who is going to be a labor, etc., who is an agriculture labor. So, as we are going to discuss in this topic, see, agriculture labor is a person who do agriculture in the farm, in the farms of the field, paying a little amount for them that they like per a day to 300, 350, 400. It depends upon the product. It depends upon what type of collection of seeds they are doing. It depends upon that. On the basis of demand and supply also, agriculture fee is going to be increased or the labor charges are going to be increased or decreased. Suppose if more agriculture laborers are there, the demand of their daily wages are going to be decreased. If there are less agriculture laborers are there, demand for that particular day is going to be increased. It is not stable only. At particular time, it is not just like a government salary as the salary is going to be increased or decreased. It's not like that. It is going to be dynamic. It's changing. It's going to be variable. Depending upon the availability of agriculture laborers on that particular day, the rate of the wages of that particular day will increase or decrease. If more laborers are there, the demand for the wages decrease. If less laborers are there, the demand for the wages is going to be increased. That is one major thing which is practically is happening in any country. Now, what are the different types of agriculture labor we have? We have different types of that is bounded or semi-free labor. This group is called, which is means where we are going to talk that is protect himself being serving the man who gives his money. The money isn't paid back. The bonded labor is that is whatever is being not supposed to pay back. The borrower is a lifelong bonded slave. Means where he's been coming from his ancestors after his father, the son is going to be means a labor to that family, that landlord. Where a landlord is going to take one of the person from the villages as a bonded, which we call as a bonded laborers, because they'll pay some money or they do food grains to their family to feed the. It means as this landlord is going to feed the family. So this person, particular person who is there, going to be a bonded labor to take care of that land labor farms, etc. So that type of is called as a bonded laborers. And the draft holding laborers are they work for a specific period of time and they get according to that they get for a half day they work how much they are going to get wages they are going to get wages. So it depends upon the time how they are going to primary. You see, generally the laborers are not coming to that particular landlord or not. They go and search for the work as a not only in the same village. They go the different villages, wherever the work is there, agriculture workers, they go and they participate and they may get 1 day wages or half day wages, depending upon the how much time they work in the field. So underemployed landless labor. See, sometimes what happens, the person who does not have any land, etc. Now, in this case, the cost means alternative employment or landless farmers labor were put for agriculture. See, sometimes what happens, not only the farmer do the agriculture in his own land, but also sometimes where he is facing economical problems, everything that may push him to work in the other fields also. So that is underemployment labor, full-time landless laborers. These persons, they don't have any land and they go on the places where at the time of planting the seeds or stapling the seeds or whatever it is, during the time, most of these bonded or semi-laborers, because as they don't have any powerful unions, whatever the wages which is going to be given by the owner or the landlord or whatever it is, they have to accept because they don't, as in the industrial sector, they have an unions, etc. But whereas in case of agricultural laborers, they don't have any unions, etc. Whatever the labor charges are going to be fixed by the landlord, that only they have fixed. Generally, the price which is going to be fixed by the landlords, depending upon the situation and circumstances in that particular village, it is going to be taken place. So again, we have a skilled labor, semi-skilled labor, fully skilled laborers, etc. Unskilled, he does not certain things you need not have a skill, especially in case of agricultural sectors. When you compare to the industrial sector you should have a skill. But whereas in agricultural sector, there is no need for a skilled person. Unskilled employee is also one who operate anything in the agriculture sector because at the time of cutting the plants or collecting the seeds or grains from the farms, etc. So you need to have a special skill in collecting the seeds or etc. Even an unskilled person also can be employed. And semi-skilled persons at the time of collecting certain plantations which are commercially big, but little bit semi-skilled persons, you generally they are going to give or regular farmers who are being connected to the landlords, etc. So they make the work and as they can do the work very fast also. A skilled employee is one who is capable of working efficiently or considerably independent and he can discharge his duties and responsibilities. See, suppose if you just say, especially in case of fish meal, when you find out collecting the saffron from a flower, so in that case, skilled employees, means skilled laborers are required. So certain workers, they can be an unskilled workers also. But in certain farming sectors, the skilled persons only should be doing. That is especially in collecting the saffron, etc. from the flower. Very carefully you have to collect that thing. So hence skilled persons or highly skilled persons, because their efficiency and their supervision of work will be benefited for the land. Now, what are the characteristics of the agricultural laborers in India? Because as it is not an organized, it is an unorganized sector, agriculture. So it does not based upon rules and regulations. It does not based upon how the employee, how the laborers have to be taken into consideration to work in the field, etc. Because it's not an organized sector. It is, unorganized sectors. Agricultural laborers are maybe skilled, unskilled, lack of training, whatever it is. Any person that we need only human resources. Whether he is being a skilled person or unskilled person, whatever it is, the human resources is much required in the agricultural sector. And the bargaining power, when you compare to the industrial sectors, the agricultural labor have less bargaining power. Why they have less bargaining power? Because they don't have any trade unions to talk on behalf of the day on them. And the other thing is, even they have any grievances towards the landlord, they can't do anything, helpless, because they don't have unity. Suppose now today one labor is working in this field. Tomorrow the same labor will not come to this field. He may go to the next village or the other villages, etc. So that's why they don't have unity when you compare to the industrial sector. In industrial sectors, why they have unity, why they have trade unions? Because they work at one particular place only. But agricultural labor, they don't work at one particular place. They will be going on roaming from one city, one area to other area, etc. That's why they don't have that type of unity. That's why they don't have a bargaining power. So the agricultural laborers are being treated as an unorganized sectors. Organized sectors only you find in the industrial sectors only, because they work at a particular place, etc. They will find. Now, what are the features of this agriculture? That is, the features of this agriculture sector is that is labors in India is that is generally we obtain a low salaries or the working conditions is going to be different. We have to work in the bright sun or in rainy season or in the cool winters also. There is no timing for an agriculture, a farmer when he has to work, when the work is going to complete. There is no specific period of time is there. But whereas in the other areas, you have a specific period of time that you can come and do your job from 9 to 5, 9 to 8 like this. But in case of agriculture, farming of land, etc., that type of timing is not being mentioned anyway, because you have to do something early in the morning, in the evening, etc. So there is no specific of time. Work conditions will be really compared to the other type of, it is very hard to work in the agriculture sector, etc. Now, who works on the farm? The dominance of the food crops or labor-intensive cultivation, underemployed employment, which is being dependence on the monsoons, yes, depends upon the climatic condition. If the climatic condition is good, then you get a greater yield of the crop, and because the main sources of any country depends upon the agriculture sectors only. Even if it's a small land or a big land, whatever it is, the country or the citizens of any country is depending upon the agriculture sector for the sources of the food. Now coming to the rural credit in India. Now how the economy growth generally depends upon the funds, how it is going to be, where the farmers get their buying the fertilizer, seeds or the tools, how they are investing, from where they get advances, etc. So who they give? Means the government of India, which is known as the rural credit in India, the post-independence traders and the money lenders has used to give at the time of for the poor farmers, etc., or the landless workers at a huge rate of interest. It was it is a type of a blackmail in those days. When you just take 50 years back, 60 years back, money lenders used to take you money for the poor farmers with high rate of interest, which we call as a nidhi or whatever it is. These type of are going to be given by. And in the year 1969, India started social banking from different agencies which could be funded safely as a rural, which is known as the rural credit. In the year 1918, the National Bank of Agriculture and the Rural Development, which we call it's a NABARD, and was formed as an apex body which regulates all the financial activities concerning to the agriculture sectors. And this type of sector, which has been helpful for many farmers for the buying of seeds, fertilizers, the other agriculture tools for their personal expenses also. Now, not only this, but also even the subsidy rates at the rate of subsidy, the government is going to provide the seeds and fertilizers also. When you go and buy at the private store, the seeds and fertilizers will be a huge use. But whereas in case where the government is also going to help the farmers to increase the agriculture sectors, which is going to go at the subsidy rate. Now we have a different types of rural credits. There are the three types of rural credits: short-term loan credit, medium-term loan credit, and long-term. These are the different types of credit which is going to be given by the governments and also the banks also. Now, the short-term credit, which is going to be maximum period of 1 year, within 1 year, where the farmer can take at the time of going to start. These types of credit generally they give starting of the monsoon season, because the rain starts immediately. They are going to give the loans to buy the seeds or fertilizers or whatever the tools and equipment which is needed for the agriculture sector. They are going to give. It is only for the period of within 1 year. It is going. So that is a short-term loan which is going to be given. And it will be between the, depending upon the agriculture land is availability to that farmer. On that basis, the short-term loan is going to be given. Medium-term loan is going to be given for the repayment between the years 2 to 5 years or less than 10 years, where it is going to be given. And this is also for buying or constructing or for the betterment of their agriculture, etc. It is going to be given. Again, for buying the tools, it's not like for buying seeds, etc. For constructing the warehouses or whatever it is, for their long period of time, where the farmer is given. In that case, medium-term loans are given. In the medium-term loans, where the amount is compared to the short-term loans, the amount is going to be sanctioned more than the short-term. When we come to the long-term loans, so generally when whoever keeps the gardens, mango garden, like the different types of garden, the long-term loan credit is going to be given. It is usually repayback of loan amount is going to be between 5 to 20 years. It is going to be taken. It is, see, when you go for a short period of cultivation, only short-term loans are going to be taken. When you keep any type of gardens like mango garden or grape garden, etc., different types of gardens, when you are going to keep, it is going to be given, or long-term loans are going to be given to by the government to the farmers. Now, what is the rural credit is needed for the following reasons? For the long gestation period, because where you invest and at the time of, for example, you have been invested 2020 and the returns are going to get 2023. Now, the gap period between the investment and the profit, that is called a gestation period. And this gestation period, the farmer will not get any profits. Hence, in that case, the rural credit is going to be given. That is one of the reasons. And another reason is to buy the inputs. Inputs like buying the seeds, the fertilizers, tools of the agriculture, like tractor, whatever it is. In that case, buying the inputs, it is going to be given for the personal expenses. For the personal expenses, for giving the born laborers, etc., for their marriages, debts, etc. These for personal expenses, if they pay back the old debts only, these personal expenses are going to be given advance to the farmers. Every year, the personal expenses are going to be increased depending upon his repayback of the old debts. Now, coming to the green revolution. What is the green revolution? The green revolution is a term used for rapid increasing of wheat and rice in a developing countries growth. And this green revolution was being bought by the in India by MS Swaminathan. The moment in the green revolution is having agriculture, because as the green revolution has brought many changes, many scientific changes which has been taken place in the green revolution, because to increase rapid increase of the agriculture sectors in India, this has been started by the Swaminathan. Now, green revolution is a rapid increase in the wheat and rice, etc., which has been taken place. The first, it has been used by the William Gould and Norman Borlaug is the father of the green revolution. In India, we have been considered Swaminathan as the father of the green revolution. So, the green revolution in India is first started where Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, major milestones have been taken for the development of high yielding of varieties, which we call hybrid method. The aspects of green revolution in India is high yielding varieties, mechanization of agriculture, use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, irrigation, etc. So, green revolution is referred to the process of increasing the agriculture products, incorporating with the modern tools and techniques, using them, and where we can increase the high yield variety of seeds with the help of modern tools like tractors, etc., drip irrigations, etc. These are going to be increase the agriculture system. So the method of green revolution generally focuses on using with an improved genetics, which we call hybrid seeds, high yielding variety seeds, hybrid seeds, means which give more quantity and which give a greater quantity when you compare with the traditional agriculture. So doubling the cropping in existing farmland. In the traditional system of agriculture, you don't have a doubling cropping. Whereas in case of hybriding, high yielding variety seeds, when you sow in the earth, you get a double cropping existing farmland and continuing the expansion of the farmland. So these are the schemes, these are the general methods which has been taken place and focused during the green revolution. So the schemes under the green revolutions which we have are different types of schemes which is going to be provided by the our Prime Minister Narendra Modi Nati Yojana. It has been given agriculture sectors for 17 to 20, and share is that 33 crores, 33 lakh crores, which has been given for the came under the scheme of Green Revolution, which compromises the 11 schemes. The Green Revolution features of which is going to be introducing a high yield variety of seeds in Indian agriculture, and not only that, but also they are going to give importance for the different varieties of yielding of seeds, etc. Commercial crops, cash crops are going to be important. Farm productivity is going to be increased. Commercial farming like edible oil seeds, etc., which is going to be taken place, and latest technology and machinery is going to be introduced for the time of harvestation, etc. Now, these are the 11 agriculture schemes which are being introduced by the government of India is that is see. Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture for honey and the flowers which they collected. National Food Security Mission, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, submission on agriculture extension, submission on seeds and planting materials, submission on agriculture mechanization, submission on plant protection, plant quarantine, integrated schemes on agriculture sciences, economic and statistics, integrated schemes on agriculture corporation, and integrated schemes on agriculture marketing, and national seed government's plan. These are the schemes which have been integrated by the government. Now, coming to the service sectors. The service sectors is a sector which is going to be helpful for the citizens of the country in the business services or whatever the type of services it is going to be given. It is service industry producing intangible goods in the form of services output for delivering to other business or the consumers, whoever it is being needed. This service sector is significant for the economic development. See, when we talk about the economic development, we take care about the education, health of the citizens of the country. So this service sector plays a very important role of education and health of the citizens of the country. Now, different types of service sectors which has been classified: consumer service, targeted marketing, business service, and public services. And each and every individual is going to be hospitality being given to them, and whatever the services like when you take one person regarding if you just have a consumer regarding his if it is a farmer, whatever the services he needs, it is going to be allocated to him. If it is the general individual, what are the services he needs to him and to his family, etc. What are the business services like infrastructure facilities like marketing, technology, warehouses, etc. All these which are going to be given. Now, micro, small, and medium enterprise, MSMEs. The micro, small, and medium enterprises sector is an important pillar of Indian economy because we need micro, small, medium enterprises for the economic development of the country. Because we started with a small farmer, even a small, industry also can start a small micro business or a small or a medium type of. The main objective of this that to for the rural development means suppose if you take any type of a shop in your area, etc. It should be heterogeneous because different kinds of shops are going to be there. It is not only economically developing, the growth of the economy also takes place. So hence the significance of MSME sector is to boom the rural development, to bring the economic development or to encourage the economic growth of the rural, the economic development of the rural areas, etc. is going to be taken place. The simple management structure of enterprises considering India as a middle class economy, because our economy is a middle class economy, which is the combination of both, that is capitalist society we have and the socialistic pattern society also we have. The economic growth is taken upon the based upon the leverages of exports and imports of the country. Nowadays, multinational companies are coming into the arena of in the process of the globalization. There is a tough competition for micro and small scale industries. Now, the major challenges faced by the MSME sectors are the financial issues, regulatory issues. And the financial issues that is, however, the most in this case, The major hindrance of this is the financing, because about that only 60% of SMEs get the access timely financing. The other persons, they don't get access. The government, when we sanction loans, may they give the very few persons they get correct time loan, but the other, after the demand of the goods in the market decreases, then they are going to get loans. That is one of the major hindrance regarding the getting the financial issues. And coming to the regulatory issues, there are several regulatory issues which has been identified over time, including the problems like taxes, etc., everything, the other laws or the labor laws, etc. These are the regulatory issues which are the major challenges faced by the MSMEs. Not only that, but also the infrastructures, low productivity, lack of innovation, lack of innovation. The entrepreneurs has been adopting a new methods or unable to know about the new technology or the tools, how to use it, and what are the significance of these new tools because of lack of knowledge, as they are not using the latest or sophisticated tools. So this is another thing. Another thing is they can't sell their goods abroad or to the other places. So there is demand for such type of goods what they are producing because of no proper infrastructure, no proper communication which has been taken place. And the technical changes which has been taken over a period of time, most of the industries have undergone for some changes to remain competitive. And as of this year, when the multinational companies, they have a high investment, they have using the high technology. In this process, MSMEs could not be able to reach them, as that they could not be update the technology because of investment, etc. Whatever the not only that, but high competition which they are facing from the in the process of globalization, etc. They could not stand in the market. So that is another reason. Even they are having a good quality of goods, etc., or handmade things which is, but they are unable to market themselves only in the market because as there is no proper professionalized persons to get market their goods or whatever it is, and the lack of standardization of policies. As the government has not been clearly mentioned about the MSMEs, but now the government is taking the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises because as they are going to be a part of the rural development economy, hence the overall impact of such challenges faced by MSMEs is the low productivity, corruption, and the poor working conditions, etc. Another thing is that on basis of this, even of many challenges which is going to be taken place by the government of India is that they are going to give a good service to MSMEs for the upgradation of their units, etc., giving finance, etc., and doing marketing on behalf of the industries persons, etc. These are the some of the things. Not only that, but the funding or the gradually it is being increased. Now the government is increasing funding to the MSMEs. So this is about the composition of Indian economy. Do you have any doubts, ma? Anyone is having any doubts? Any doubts do you have, ma?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then tomorrow we are going to end the syllabus. Okay, fifth chapter I'm going to start.
Okay, ma'am.
No problem.